learn some skills.
Sir.
And oh!
All right. Please continue. So I've always been an animal lover. And when it comes to this journey I'm on to build a deeper connection to nature, my appetite to learn more about animals and the lessons they can teach us has only continued to grow. Even when I'm out hiking with Strawberry, I love watching the ways that she experiences the trail. She's always teaching me to be more patient and observant of what's around us. So today, I'm really excited because we get to learn alongside some animals that are slightly larger than Strawberry. So I'm here at Detroit Equestrian Play Therapy, where we're going to learn more about some horses and the lessons that they have to teach us about connecting with nature and with each other.
He looks beautiful.
Building confidence in nature while finding community and joy in the beautiful places we visit is what this show's all about. So join me in this next part of my journey as I learn some new skills that'll help me create a deeper relationship to nature. So as we brought our WGVU squad over to Detroit Equestrian Play Therapy, we also brought Danny, who's a community member and a mental health practitioner in Grand Rapids.
Yes. Yeah, so I'm Danny, and I work in infant mental health as a consultant. So I go into different centers, and I help with social emotional development.
What kind of experience do you have with horses? I think you were telling me before that you've been on a horse before, so this isn't a new experience for you.
Yes, so I started riding when I was 3, and then after that I went into equine therapy, and I just worked on my own social emotional skills as a kid. So yeah, I've had some experience with horses.
Very cool. Well, we're gonna connect with Chief Greyhawk, and he's going to show us a little bit about what he does, how he approaches his practice with folks who come out here, and then hopefully we'll get to do a little bit of riding later.
All right.
So, yeah.
Sounds good.
Hi, how we doing?
Good.
Great. So yeah, welcome. I'm Chief Greyhawk, Maji Lloyd Hogan. Yes, I'm an educator. I've been an educator for the last 30 years in the Detroit metro area. Whatever school I've ever gone to, for the last 27 years, I've been working with horses. So whatever school I've taught at, I took my horses to the children.
Yeah.
Because a lot of inner city children, they don't have access.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They don't have exposure to these big old beautiful animals, right?
Yeah.
And let alone how to interact with them.
Mm-hmm.
So what I found was every school I went to, the children are all excited. They never seen livestock. Parents were excited. Whole community, all stakeholders, right? About 5 years ago, we turned that into a program. We developed Detroit Equestrian Play Therapy because we said, hey, you know, there's not enough exposure for this side of the world, the equestrian world, and I love it. It is my passion. I could do this if I were not paid to do it. I would do it. You know what I mean? I would still get up and care for horses, love on horses, and they love on you too. So I wanted children to have that experience, in particular in the inner city.
Do you want to share your chief status too?
Yes. I am Chief Greyhawk. I am an appointed chief and anointed chief. I was voted in by the people. I am the chairman for the League of Indian Nations of North America.
Cool. And you said you are of the Creek Warrior Nation, correct?
Yes, my individual tribe that I grew up in is the Creek Warrior Nation. Yes, that's where my DNA leads back to.
All right,
yes.
Cool. Yeah, really excited. So today, basically, you're going to be taking us through what you would typically take your students through, right?
Correct.
Kind of some of that process.
Yes.
And Danny here is also a mental health practitioner who's done work in equestrian therapy.
Yay!
So, yeah, I'll be kind of the novice, and but I'm really looking forward to it.
Right,
so let's get started. All right.
So we're gonna feed.
All right.
Because they're hungry.
All right.
Don't drop it, Chief. Stuff is expensive. Don't drop it, Chief. So now, we got to get their attention. So here's your challenge. They're out in the pasture, and they've been out in that pasture for all winter.
Okay.
Our job is to get them over here.
Okay.
Okay? So what I would suggest is filling them first and then calling them on over.
All right.
Like, hey guys, come on over, let's eat.
Okay. Have you ever fed a horse before?
I have.
Yeah.
And it was mostly just treats versus like actual,
Like their meal.
yeah, their meal, yeah.
Same.
So just apples or carrots. All right.
Do you want some, Spencer? Ready? Want some? Yum. Yeah, it looks like a quinoa salad.
It does.
Yep, and then go all the way down, and then we'll get them some grain. Horse grain. Good job, ladies. So, if you ladies own this farm, what would be the hardest part to you about feeding?
Ooh.
What's the most challenging part?
Probably lifting up those bags and getting it all down.
Yep. Each one of those bags weighs about 50 pounds, 50 to 100.
It's not easy work, especially if you're like not feeling well or something like that.
Correct.
And having to do
Correct.
that every
You got
day.
to kind of work through it because they can't feed themselves.
Right.
Yep.
And look, here comes the gang. They know what's up.
Hi, friends.
So let me get the food out of here.
You've got, this is Charlie.
Yep, so that's Lucy.
Oh,
Lucy,
Lucy. Hi,
all right.
Lucy.
Lucy is a quarter horse.
Okay.
Yep. She's just gonna kind of walk up to you and see what's going on.
Yes, you're getting
You
some
hungry?
food.
Oh. Hello.
Come on, boy.
Hi. Come here. Come here.
Okay.
All right, Bentley's not interested in moving.
Oh. He's not
bag.
interested. He's like, hey, where are we going here? Yeah.
It's like, are you taking me to the food or
Come on.
away from it?
Come on, boy.
Is that the last one?
Yes.
Okay.
Good boy. Come on.
All right,
Come on.
they all found their spot.
All right. Good job, ladies. Your first feeding. Successful.
Nice.
You got the whole herd over here.
Teamwork.
Yep.
Teamwork makes it happen.
Yep. So can you explain a little about the process that happens when you're connecting children or patients with horses?
Most children are scared when they first come, and rightfully so. This is a big animal. You know what I mean?
Especially
and
if you're a
you get
kid.
to moving in the wrong way,
Yeah,
you know, anybody would be hurt,
sure.
right? So most children are scared, but we teach fear is a mind killer, because if you focused on the fear, you'll never do what you want to do in life, and you're going to be concerned with something in your life, right? We use the horses to desensitize, right? So if you got controlling issues, quickly with a horse is going to help you desensitize that, because you can't just come and control this horse.
Yeah, especially with Bentley today.
Exactly, right. You see?
Yeah.
And I didn't force him. Why? Because I couldn't.
Yeah.
But it's all about the agreement. And that's how we work with the children.
Okay.
You have to be in agreement with your teachers that are around you, because you can't do everything that you want to do your specific way. We all have to make adjustments. We all have to be flexible, especially on the farm, or you'll get hurt.
Sure.
So that's why that I just go right to it.
Yeah.
So you always touch so they know where you're at. There you go. Like, you see what I mean? And just come on down. You can touch him right here. That way he knows you're there.
Okay.
He likes this. It's like a massage to him.
Yeah, thanks for being patient, buddy. Hello, Seal.
She's like, I want some love too.
I've got FOMO over here, everybody. It's very much like, look at me, guys. Put the
You
camera
see, they
over
get
here.
jealous. They act like little children. Awesome. Well, next is we're gonna saddle up. So here, oh boy, swing all the way around and sit down. Got it? Back up straight, look like the queens that you are, and go conquer Rome. Okay? All right, let's try it. Swing it.
Okay.
Quickly. You gotta get up there quick. Quick. Swing it. Boom. Quickly. Yeah,
Okay.
That's it. Now dismount.
Okay.
Swing it back over. Yep, over. Boom. Slow. Yep, get back up there. You gotta do it again. 1, 2, 3. Swing it. Get up there. Yep, good job. Slow. 1 and 2. Good. So your reins are 1. You gotta take it out of park. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then swing it. Swing. Good job.
Okay.
Good job.
All
Good
right.
job. Good. Now stand up. Now swing. Straight. Yes, like that. Now down. 1, 2. Good job.
Put him
Good
in
job.
park.
And put it in here. See, you'll never forget that.
Ready?
Oh, and Big Ben.
Bentley. Hi, bud.
Come here, buddy.
Hi, bud.
Yes, look how beautiful you are.
Get some snacks. So, Danny, you have also experienced the other side of equestrian therapy as a kid,
Yes.
right?
Yes, I have.
Can you share a little bit about what that experience was for you? What was that for you?
Yes. So I used to go to this chef center. My parents found it through some resources that were offered at school, and they noticed that I was a little bit delayed in my social emotional skills, and then I was given an Asperger's diagnosis. And so my parents decided to place me in equine therapy just to kind of learn some skills.
Sir.
And oh!
All right. Please continue.
So, yes, that is all about equine therapy. So having patience, learning that you can't control these animals, and that also teaches you that you can't control the world. This is kind of neat because I work with clients outside of working with horses, and so now I'm working with horses without clients, but it's still pretty interesting to see just the connections on how these animals can help.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Hi. I think as somebody who's also neurodivergent, just the talking about how working with horses and a lot of animals really can teach a lot about nonverbal communication.
Yes.
Whether that's with other humans or other non-human animals, but I think that that's been a really great takeaway for me. So that's awesome that you got to experience it as a child. Yeah?
Yeah. Because I feel like there is an aspect where, like, with horses, like, you never know what to expect. You can't always count on them being stable
Always expect
or
George.
ready. Yes. Yeah, so it's a really good experience.
Yeah. Did you get your close up? What are your thoughts on equestrian therapy? Chief, was there anything in particular about this land that made you want to kind of, get set up here and
Yeah.
build out here?
Yeah, it's something special about it. I call things divine order, right? So it's divine order when it's perfect timing. So this land kind of came to us. It came to me in perfect timing. I was at a time in my life actually where I wanted to have my horses in my backyard. I wanted to do this big old program with urban city children, you know what I mean? So it was at the founding of Detroit Equestrian Play Therapy, and which was about 5 years ago. And when we got here, we bought Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown was born on in this pasture.
Okay.
He's been here since he was little, as well as Goldie. She's been here, and Jockster. And here come the guys.
Yeah. Like, wait, guys, wait.
But when it's in divine order and divine timing, you know it's meant to be. Everything about this land said do it.
This is such a beautiful space that you have here and that
Thank
you're
you.
able to steward here alongside these animals.
Yes.
What, how has sort of being a caretaker for these animals, how has that helped you connect more to this land? I mean, obviously, like, we're riding on this beautiful trail that's behind your house and,
Right.
things like that, but
Well, as much as you take care of the horses, you got to take care of the land.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they're one and the same.
Yeah.
It's always something that needs to be done on the farm, and it's always something that needs to be done with the horses.
Yeah, sure.
And always something that needs to be done with the people that we service.
Absolutely.
You know, we've had at least 1,500 people here over the course of the 5 years.
Wow.
At least.
Wow.
And I'm not even counting everybody, but everybody that I counted, at least 1,500. So we've been able to be an increase to people.
Yeah.
You know, we've changed a lot of lives here.
Interviews on a horse. So obviously, Chief, you've made a lot of impact through some of the therapeutic practices in connecting to a horse. Have you found that the equestrian therapy has brought folks to kind of feel more connected to
Yes.
this beautiful space?
Yes, because we get some amazing people with some amazing stories.
Yeah.
A lot of struggle. People have struggled a lot, but when they come here, they release it all. It's kind of like a reset, like a grounding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm coming back to myself.
Sure.
And we use the horses to do that.
Yeah.
So I say that's what this land does. It grounded me.
Sure.
You know, I gave up all my worldly possessions.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? Life is better with my horses.
Yeah.
And this land has been a healing space.
Yeah.
It's been a real healing space.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
What a gift.
Yeah, we keep it
Sure.
positive and we keep it moving.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Interview on horseback. Check. Cool.
Yay.
We did it.
All right, let's get him going.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
You want to go down and back?
Yeah, if we can. We is that okay?
Yeah.
So, Chief, this has been an amazing day. Thank you so
Yay.
much.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Yeah. So, what does your ideal future look like for Detroit Equestrian Play Therapy? What do you hope it'll look like in 5 years or 20?
Wow. That's a great question. I want a school.
Okay.
I want an equestrian school, right? Where children can come, after school programs, things of that nature. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we learn everything equestrian.
Awesome.
That way I can retire doing my passion.
I love it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh,
All right. All right. I'm going to get down now. We did it. Hey, that's my high five.
High five.
High five, Bentley. Yep.
Yep.
So how are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. That was
Yeah?
actually really fun.
Yeah.
And even just like riding the trail and listening a little bit more about kind of how these horses are used in therapy, and a great way to end the day.
Yeah, absolutely. So would you do it again?
I would do it again.
Yeah?
Yep.
Very cool. Oh, I kind of felt like the feeding and the grooming I was looking forward to, but I felt like the riding was going to be the thing, and it definitely was, but I got a lot more out of the feeding and the grooming, and just the hanging out than I thought I would, and it definitely helped me feel a lot better on the horse as opposed to just like, hello, nice to meet you, I'm going to get on your back now.
Yes, I think caring for the horse first, I think that built a little bit of rapport with them. Like we always talk about rapport when it comes to therapy. And so building a connection prior to diving right in, I think really is helpful to both parties.
And just like, I feel like I know all the horses' names now. So yeah, all in all, this was awesome.
This was awesome.
Right? What a beautiful day with incredible people and animals. I've always done my best to try and take cues from the animals that I interact with, but I feel like our time at Detroit Equestrian Play Therapy unlocked a whole new level for me. Chief Greyhawk and his animal companions helped me be still and fully present with myself and present with the land that we spent our time on. I'm really hoping that we can take more folks out here, and I can't wait to see what Chief Greyhawk does with his school in the future.